So Tom Myers, Superintendent of Bellevue Community School District in Bellevue, Iowa, coming to you with this week's Believe in the Blue update. Just a few things to remind you of, and then also some upcoming events, and also a review of the board meeting from last evening that we had at the Bellevue schools that way. So, upcoming events, remember we have parent-teacher conferences this Wednesday and Thursday. We have a 3-hour early dismissal that way. On each of those days, our teachers will meet from 12:30 to 2 for some professional learning. Then they'll have sometime between 2 and 3:30 when conferences start. So conferences actually run each day from 3:30 to 8. Remember at the elementary to check out the Bellevue Elementary PTA Book Fair. A lot of things going on there that way. Andrea Arlen with the PTA has done a very nice job of setting all that up. Once again, just want to thank her. Some other events happening that way. Then in addition to Wednesday and Thursday early dismissal, on Friday we have no school. So there's a 3-day weekend for students and families possibly that way. But we start up again on Monday at the same time, everything like that. So other upcoming events, just to be aware of, tonight we have a River Valley Conference of Volleyball Tournament. And that is actually, our girls are playing at Wilton. There'll be Wilton, Mid Prairie, Northeast, and us there. The top two advance on to the River Valley Conference Championship round on Thursday at a site to be determined. The bottom two will play in the consolation round at a site to be determined as well. Hopefully we're in that championship round and we'll go from there. But having a very good season. Volleyball opens up their first district game on Monday, October 24th, and that will actually be here at Bellevue versus either Cascade or Clayton Ridge. Football, on the other hand, actually clinched a playoff berth with a very exciting win over Clayton Ridge on Friday night, and they will play at Friday at Jessup, and then the following Friday at Maquoketa Valley. We will be in the playoffs on that Friday, October 28th, at a site to be determined. If we would win one of our next two games, we would likely host that. And if we win both games, we'd for sure host it. And also, that would also be an undefeated season for us. So good luck to the boys and their efforts in that regard. Cross country, at the same time, also has their River Valley Conference meet on Thursday of this week, and that is in Iowa City. We have two runners ranked there. We have Cameron Ray, ranked number 1 in girls for Class 1A, and Eli Witt is number 13. The boys team is also ranked number 10. They have their district qualifying meeting next Thursday, and that is in Cedar Rapids. And then the state meet, if they would advance on, is the Friday, Saturday, October 29th. Band received a 2 rating at the state marching band contest in Dubuque. They improved their score from last year, making gradual improvements, and just about got to that 1 rating. Mr. Davies and the whole entire group has been playing very well. Very impressive group that way, and putting in a lot of time to make it very competitive with the top bands in Class 1A and beyond. So just want to congratulate them for all they've done. They have great performances here at halftime of football games, and I just really want to congratulate them for everything they've done. But Donna Meeting at flags, Evan Davies as the director of the band, Jacob Till out there directing. We also have Drew Chapman, Taylor Chess. We have a lot of different seniors out there doing a great job, along with other students as well. And the Vocal Festival was the River Valley Conference Vocal Festival was held recently at Durant. Mr. Dockham took several students down for that. Mr. Dockham is also involved in our high school musical this year. That will be going on the first weekend in November, and I'll give you some more information on that later on with showtimes and stuff, but it's designed for that first weekend in November, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If we would happen to have advance on to the next round of football, that would be on that Friday. We'd likely move that Friday performance to a Thursday, just so you know. But anyway, some other things going on. From the board meeting last night, we had a comic curriculum presentation last night with Joni Kilberg, talked about literacy strategies, and all these notes are online that way under comment highlights on their superintendent's page and under the school board page. But Joni talked about the aspect of literacy strategies for nonfiction and fiction writing, and some key things to ask as you're reading, or we have teachers ask, what surprised them, what surprised you as you were reading it. What does the author think you already know when you're reading it, and what changed, challenged, or maybe confirmed what you already knew? So that was interesting in that regard. We also had a couple approvals for recommendations to hire. One approval for recommendation to hire. That's Jesse Bakey for assistant musical director, along with Mr. Dockham as the musical director. And we also had Dave Putman resign, assistant high school basketball. I want to thank him for his efforts that way. Penny Meetinger shared some information on the Certified Annual Report, or that CAR, that all schools have to submit that way. Went through each fund in the district and where the fund's standing. Our unspent balance went down a little bit, which is not reflected in the CAR that way. We are in good shape financially right now, and hopefully we'll maintain that. We did talk about the aspect of enrollment and how that impacts our school funding and what we can expect for school funding that way, and the state supplemental aid that's determined by the legislature hopefully in January or maybe February, but hopefully not in April. Hopefully it's determined way before that. It helps us out that way. Looks like we will have an increase in enrollment, somewhere between 8 to 12 students right now. We have open enrollment in students. We have 64 open enrolled in students, which is a very good number. We have 19 students who are open enrolled out. The Bellevue tradition of schooling has a very positive reputation as a whole, and people come here, it seems like, that way. So that's a very positive thing. Board also approved driver's education with Mississippi Bend AEA. We've been doing that actually for the last 11 years. I think in my notes it may say 13, so I apologize for that. The last 11 years we've worked with Mississippi Bend AEA on that. Let's talk about facilities. We approved a bid of $87,724 to repair the roof on the middle school. That will be done in May or likely June that way. So they will work on that once school is out, basically. And that's a good thing. We also talked about facilities discussion. We have a meeting coming up on Wednesday, October 26th. If anyone's interested, they're more than welcome to come to that way, but that's just something going on that way. The board also had some conversation about the book Growth Mindset that all of our teachers are reading that way. And really what that part talked about was the aspect of being entrepreneurs, of having a mindset that's a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset says, I'm not very good at something, I'm never going to be good at it, I'm going to quit. I'm over exaggerating that, but that's basically what it is. Growth mindset is, you know what, I'm struggling with this a little bit now, but I want to get better, and I can keep getting better and work and really work to be the best that I can be. It's really, as I have underlined in my notes here, what eventually set him apart, talking about Edison at the time creating the light bulb, was his mindset and drive. He never stopped being curious. And how do we continue that intellectual curiosity that we want our students to have? We want that intellectual curiosity to carry over, not just from kindergarten, first grade, but fifth grade and sixth grade, middle school, high school. We want everyone to be intellectually curious that way as they go through life and constantly wanting to learn more. And part of that comes down to, as you see behind me, the whole aspect of engagement from the students and the relevance and personalized education, and giving students opportunities to learn by doing something that way and recognizing what those interests are. Also talk about our school attendance rate. Our chronic absentee rate is well below the state average. In fact, at the Bellevue Elementary, we are at 0.6%. That's 0.6%. Statewide average for absenteeism is 5.6%. So we are doing very well there. And district-wide, we are at 3.4%, and the state average is 8.3%. And I believe part of this is the fact that we are doing some of those things behind me, talking about engagement, talking about relevance and personalized learning, and really teachers meeting the needs and interests of the students to help them learn and help them to meet those bigger standards that we want them to accomplish. Talk about extracurricular update. I reviewed all that earlier. I reviewed that with the board also yesterday. Let's talk about some other conferences going on. National School Board Association Conference. A few members will be going to that. That is coming up in March this year in Denver, Colorado. So we'll be going out there. It's an annual trip that several board members go to each year, along with myself. A very good learning opportunity. We also talked about the Iowa Association of School Board Conference happening in Des Moines on November 16th and 17th. Kevin Lundeen and I will be going out to that on the 16th, and then Mike Reed is coming out on the 17th, actually. There's also another learning session at the AAA on October 12th. That is actually tomorrow evening that board members can attend if they choose. And also another thing with Every Student Succeeds Act, that ESSA, on October 25th. Finally, we talked about the Beyond the Blue, or what we would call, some people would call the Hall of Fame, recognizing our past graduates and all of their accomplishments. We have a committee of people working on that, and you will likely hear something in the next month or so about nominating people to be recognized for what they've done after they've left the Bellevue Community School District. It's great to accomplish things here, but as Bill Daggett has said in the past, the primary aim of education is not to enable students to do well in school, but to assist them to do well in their lives outside of school. And that's our goal here, to assist them to do well, not only in school, but when they leave school and be that intellectual curious, that entrepreneur, that creative person, that good hard worker, a valuable work ethic, and everything like that. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to contact the school at any time. Our next board meeting is actually on Monday, November 14th, I believe. I'm going to check that date right now as I'm talking about that. And as always, you're always welcome to come. They always start at 6:30, or most likely start at 6:30. So Monday, November 14th is the next board meeting. And we'll go from there. I'll talk to all of you next week. Have a great day.